Everybody's looking for love, right? I mean, that's the Sunset Strip. Accept me for who I am. You see what I'm saying?
That's so true.
So this show looks dark, to say the least. What was your reaction when you first read the script?
That I have to do it. Yeah, I was completely gripped. I thought it would be an amazing, exciting piece to be involved with. I mean, the era, 1982 on the Sunset Strip, the sex, drugs, and rock and roll atmosphere. I mean, it sounded pretty cool, to be honest. And then to play the character I'm playing, you know, I get to be a chameleon. This guy really becomes so many different people. You know, what's interesting also is that he has this side that you don't really expect to see. He also has his relationship with Betty, which will blossom when we get to know more about. But I think that was something that was just really interesting for me.
Betty, who I play, is a nurse and single mother, and she's a damaged person, you know, and she's kind of looking for love, looking for excitement, looking for maybe who she really is, and she seems to catch a glimpse into all of that as soon as she meets Kent. So the question is really, you know, if we're talking real life here, what would happen to you and your life if you fell hard for someone who's really dangerous?
What do you mean you can't go to the whiskey tonight?
I got called into work. I'm sorry.
Come on. I'm meeting another friend there, too. There's something I want to show you that I think you'll like.
Now, you've played bad before, but Kent makes Chuck Bass look like a wimp, from what I've seen. Yeah. Is there any redeeming quality to him?
I would argue that there's something very intriguing about the relationship with the neighbor's daughter and how he appears to be very genuine when he has this compassionate, sensitive side.
I think it's actually a really sweet relationship. They find that they can be themselves with each other. We're gonna find out who those real selves are, I guess, and they're gonna find out who those real selves are, but the fact that they come into the relationship both very open, it has kind of a nurturing effect on both of them. In which direction, we'll see.
Unsolved murders. Our guy's done this before.
For me, I was really excited about the take on the early 80s and how the city was its own character and how all of these characters that we follow make up a world that on the surface is very beautiful and very flashy, but it's hiding something very dark.
It seems like, even though he's a monster, but Ed is somehow the protagonist. So in a way, you know, we're there to kind of, you know, break up the party, and no one wants to see that. So we're not villainous by any means, but it depends on whose team you're on, really.
I think audiences are going to be surprised on how much they get behind these killers at times. They'll get dark. It's not going to be shock value kind of murders. It is these characters. You're following these characters from the beginning, and we're not kind of hiding who they are. So you get to come along on the ride of watching who these people are. And in some ways, there's more similarities that my character has with Kent than he would like to admit. And so these kind of juxtapositions are going to be what the show is based around.
I'm working on a story.
What's the story?
All this.
You've had some experience on a very twisted show with American Horror Story. How does Wicked City compare?
You know, American Horror Story I think is a little bit more gory, just because it's American Horror Story, and that's what you expect from it. And what I love about Wicked City, it's a bit more tension-filled. It's a bit more, you know, what's lurking in the shadows and what's around the corner versus like, you know, right in your face. What I really love about Wicked City is how they handle the story and how you get to see all the angles of the show. You get to see all the angles of all the characters. You get to see the killers in their personal time, in their personal life. You get to see the cops in their personal life. And you get to see the reporters and how they're all intertwined and how it works and how, you know, this person doing one thing affects this person. And I just love that you get to see it all. You don't just see the bad guy as the bad guy because the cop tells you to. You have your own opinion of these people. And maybe you'll fall in love with the killer because maybe he's not a bad guy.